Batman is too rich and it's problematic.
Right.
Yeah. This is trending again on Twitter. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Welcome back to Clownfish TV, by the way. Batman is too rich. Mm-hmm. He's too rich. He's too rich, and he should be using his wealth for socialism, I guess, instead of using it to buy bat gadgets to beat up bad guys.
Right, right. He needs to be spending his time going out there making a difference in the world globally, so that people can sit at home all day and get paid to sit at home and write stories.
Don't you know that Batman, his superpower is that he's rich and nuts. Mm-hmm. Those are his superpowers.
That's basically it. That's what makes him so great.
And I think this is the same conversation that comes up in regards to guys like Elon Musk, who actually does give a lot of money to charity, but also builds expensive spaceships. Mm-hmm. They don't like it. We're going to talk about it because this article that I have pulled up is actually from 2 years ago, and the conversation is happening again on Twitter right now. That Batman has unlimited money and he's wasting his money on building bat gadgets
But if it's his money.
It's his money. That's wrong.
But Batman also did a lot of stuff. I thought he gave a lot of money to different charities and things like that in his community.
He did, yes. But he also
that doesn't count.
He would also spend millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on bat jets and Batmobiles, and sometimes he'd blow them up, and I don't know what batarangs cost.
It's almost like this was originally a comic book.
It's almost like this was a comic book. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for taking the fun out of comics. Anyway, not that Batman's been fun lately. He hasn't really.
No, but I'm just like, come on.
Come on. Anyway, we're going to talk about this. It's coming up again because we have a new Batman movie coming up. So now Twitter is being Twitter and talking about the evils of capitalism.
All right, because it's Twitter.
Because it's Twitter. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 257,000 subs, almost 258,000. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Batman doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day. He just thinks about his dead parents and counts his money. Mm-hmm. That's what he does. So yeah, we have the Robert Pattinson Batman movie coming out. And the more talk there is about the Batman movie, the more talk there is about Batman being problematic because he spends his money on bat toys and not the general public. So I'll just read a couple minutes.
Well, he's not even allowed to have fun with Catwoman either.
No, he should be having fun anyway. He's a sad man. A sad man. If you had to walk a mile in Batman's boots.
If he got more in the comics,
Yeah, if he was allowed to go down on
That's
Catwoman,
what I said.
Yeah, maybe he would be happier.
Mm-hmm. I know she would be.
She would be. I love this. This is coming from injustice.mag.com. America is built on the mythology of billionaires, and it's bizarre to witness. Working class people living in dirt floor shacks built from the corrugated metal will violently oppose a 1% tax hike on corporations because of some delusional impulse to protect and imagine. What the fuck are you talking about? Who's living in a dirt floor shack? Simple fact is no good person can become a billionaire. Anyone possessed of a moral compass cannot stand by and watch the suffering of children, the elderly, the homeless, or any other group.
Nobody can be a billionaire. They should be giving our money. They should be just working for the goodness of their heart to give all their money to us because we're us.
Oh my God. A person can only become a billionaire if they're the kind of sociopath that can, well, he's Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you met Bruce Wayne?
You do know that the character's not real, right? You do know he isn't actually a billionaire, right?
You do know that he inherited the money, right? That actually his family were full of sociopaths. That Bruce, was already wealthy when he was a child, and he was given all the money, and instead of feeding the homeless, which he does do, he gives money to charity. He builds bat tanks and bat jets and Batmobiles.
A lot of wealthy people give a lot of money to charity, and
also build spaceships.
Right. But, they also get to write that money off for their taxes,
They do.
which I think pisses people off too. But a lot of people give money to charity. It's not like, they don't just because they have money. It's just basically this also, I don't have money. I think I should be given money to just be me, and you have money and I'm pissed about it. That's what this is all about.
A person can only become a billionaire if they're kind of the sociopath that can observe preventable suffering and coldly stand by and refuse to offer aid, like Seinfeld in the last episode of Seinfeld. One of the most glaring examples of insane wealth propaganda Comes in the form of the comic book billionaire character Batman. He's the crime-fighting alter ego of Bruce Wayne. The comic presents the message that the only way to stop crime is through a brutal, militarized police force.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's saying.
In reality, Bruce Wayne would have greater success achieving his objectives if he used his vast wealth to open schools in impoverished areas.
You know what?
That's fun.
This is great. I am hoping, and I am assuming that all these authors who write this shit are they themselves going over to impoverished areas and building schools.
Yeah, right. You can take your Patreon money and you can go buy a couple of books.
Yeah, there you go. Go do that.
Doesn't it help those impoverished school children if Batman, puts the Joker back in jail so the Joker can't go kill a bunch of people? Mm-hmm. Maybe Batman's saving other kids' parents.
As I say, the parents can still go to work.
Yeah, so they still have their parents. You know, he's got everything, but he has nothing.
But you're not allowed to think that he's only rich, and that's all he ever is.
These people are so.
Even though he's not real.
So focused on it's great. I spent most of my comic book career working on Uncle Scrooge comics. Mm-hmm. Uncle Scrooge has more fictitious money than Batman. And Uncle Scrooge is a capitalist hero. My God, everybody should be Scrooge McDuck. He's an asshole. I'd say he has a heart of gold, but in the comics he really doesn't. They softened him up a little bit for the cartoon. But he's a hero, and he uses his wealth for his own good. And
it benefits people, incidentally.
Incidentally, sometimes he doesn't mean to benefit people; it just accidentally happens.
Look, here's the thing: nobody who's rich, that are really rich, owes anybody anything. It's the reality of the situation. A lot of people with money do a lot of things, do a lot of charity, build schools, to help impoverished people. There's a lot of billionaires out there that you read stories about. Now, granted, like I said, they get to write all that off, by the way, or most of it. So they're not actually doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it because it's good PR and they can, write it off, a lot of them. But they do. There's a lot of people out there that do things to help others. There's a lot of people that have nowhere near as much to do a lot to go out and help others. If you want to go out and help others, that's a personal choice, but no one is mandated to do so.
So this is okay. So that was 2020, 2021.
That was the biggest load of shit.
And it goes on the whole diatribe on class warfare and whatever.
Well, then Hollywood should take all the money from Batman and donate it to charity.
They should. Why aren't they doing that? Did they donate all of their Captain Marvel earnings to all the impoverished women who were hoping for a superhero?
That's right.
Because they were bussing women in.
No, but they bought tickets for people and bust them in to make sure that they got to count the money for their totals.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so this came up last year too. Comicbook.com. Why doesn't Bruce Wayne use his fortune to fight climate change? Because it's a story for children. Superman can't use his powers in non-superheroic ways because his powers are silly in the first place. Yeah, but yet they're in DC Comics right now, since they're going all super woke on DC Comics. They have Batman and Aquaman, I guess, teaming up to fight climate change.
Because everybody's going to buy that book.
But then if you watch Peacemaker, Aquaman's just a dirty fish fucker.
That's true.
He wants to change the climate so there are more fish for him to fuck.
You know how many women want to be a fish right now? Tuna.
Do you want to be a fish or a cat? You don't want to be a cat because the cat's not getting. Anyway.
Bruce Wayne was a philanthropist. Yes, he does all kinds. They do it in the movies. They have the comics that he does. I know the movies for sure. I don't read the comics that much, but he does stuff to help other people. It's not like he just does it.
No,
or he doesn't. He sits on his money like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, he doesn't even like to give his own family money. He's an asshole. He is. I love him though, but he's definitely an asshole. I know real world philanthropists don't do as much as you'd hope, but neither do real world vigilantes. So I assume fictional philanthropy counts.
Well, if fictional richness counts, fictional philanthropy should count as well. Because this is all based on something that's not even real.
Oh my God. He's basically the Monopoly man, but he knows Kung Fu. That is, and he's a lot sadder.
Billionaires should be vilified, not glamorized.
Not glamorized, and him being the richest man in the world shouldn't be seen as a positive. Basically, he's become a stand-in for Elon Musk.
Basically, all this is salty people who think that they should be given more.
Yep.
That no one should have more than them, or they should be given a lot of money. They should get paid a shit ton of money to sit and write tweets all day.
So this guy did the math, and just to give the take $10 billion to give universal basic income to Gotham, $1,000. He won't be able to finance everybody. So instead he builds bat jets and cost. I wonder how much his costumes cost. I'm sure there's somebody out there who has a chart. My favorite, Bruce Wayne uses wealth to fight climate change and provide for the whole city, and gave everything to Alfred in the city to help orphans. It's hard to reconcile the love of superheroes with there should be no billionaires. Bruce Wayne is capitalism personified.
Now, a lot of these people that are mad, they would be completely okay with it if they were the billionaires.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, we've seen some people take advantage of philanthropist type movements and buy themselves large houses.
Right. And then they get investigated for embezzlement.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But in this case, look, Bruce Wayne didn't make the money himself. Bruce Wayne inherited.
Well, he made more money.
He made more, and he
was smart, and he.
Depending on the continuity, he put Lucius Fox in charge of running his business, and he just kind of sits back in Batman's.
So if any of these people ever make a lot of money, if they ever win the lottery, if they ever make millions on crypto, which is funny because we know they won't because they hate it, but if they ever did, I fully expect them to give every penny, ever, to charity and climate change.
Bruce Wayne gave one of the most important jobs in the world to a black man, Lucius Fox.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So there's one way of looking at it.
No, you're not allowed to look at it that way.
You're not allowed to look at it that way?
No, it's only that, I mean, to be honest with you, I have zero desire to see this movie. I mean, I don't know if you do or not. You can. If you want to go see it, that's fine.
There's so many Batman
I don't
reboots.
like Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I can't even say his name right. I don't like him that much. He annoys me. And I saw him in that perfume clone commercial, and I was like, wanted to barf. I just can't stand him. So I have no desire to see it just for that reason.
So this isn't the Batman who laughs. This is the Batman who glitters.
Yeah, it screws on top of the Batmobile and gets people knocked up, apparently.
The Batman who sparkles. But yeah, it's out there. A couple hours ago. With the Batman disclosure happening again, I want to know why it's just the Batman being the only problematic fictional person.
Yes,
here we go.
Yes.
There are countless rich superheroes. Why aren't people saying Scrooge McDuck should give his money to the poor? Yeah, they've been saying that, and he doesn't because he's an asshole, and I love him. And he's a duck, and he doesn't even wear pants.
He's a partial nudist duck who keeps all his money. But when you have that much money, do you have to wear pants?
Could you imagine live action Scrooge McDuck?
No, I don't want to see that.
Make him a human being, and it's just some like.
It would be some Howard the Duck ripoff, and it would be horrible.
He'd be like some 80-year-old guy walking around with his ding dong hanging out.
It would be like, again, I stand by that. It would be like a knockoff of the 80s Howard the Duck, but worse.
Yeah, so this comes up all the time. Don't buy the comics. Ironically enough, of all the DC comics, the only comics that actually make money right now are the Batman comics. Mm-hmm. DC makes so much money off of Batman. It's almost like Batman was born to make money. He was born rich.
Yeah, well, you're not allowed to say that. I hope DC's giving all their money from Batman to charity.
I know, right? God, this is so stupid. This is only on Twitter. Only on Twitter can this happen. But yeah, Professor X, yeah, he's rich too. What the hell?
Doesn't matter. It's just
doesn't
Batman
matter.
because Batman's trending and that gets them the biggest voice with their megaphone right now.
Yeah, so I don't know, guys. If you're wondering why this is coming up again, I was like, what the hell are we talking about Batman and class warfare again? It's like, because we're talking about the movies. Now we got.
They're trying to use it as a mouthpiece to get themselves something they think they're going to get.
Yeah.
Maybe if you spent less time on Twitter and more time volunteering and helping climate change, you might have done something by now.
Now, apparently Batman's broke now, according to this. This is a couple of years ago, though, and they keep retconning everything. But yeah, that's what Twitter wants. They want Bruce Wayne to be a broke socialist.
Right, because everybody's going to go buy that comic.
Because you can totally fight some of the most evil people and organizations in the world being a broke socialist.
That's
in a
right.
Soup kitchen. You throw your soup at the Joker, and,
I'm just saying, no one's going to buy that comic. Every time they try to push these agenda-driven bullshit things that stray from what the character is known for, it doesn't do well. There's a reason.
I do want to see that. I want broke-ass Batman, and I want to see him try to fight. Well, he's probably done that, like fought crime with little to no equipment.
I have no idea.
But it would be very boring to watch, I think.
I just think it's stupid. I think this whole argument's stupid. And it's just because they want someone to click their site so they can get paid because they want money to live. So it's okay when they're greedy.
Greed is good. It's for the greater good. We're going to wrap this up, I think.
Yeah, let's do that.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.